JD Vance signaled that Washington still prefers diplomacy with Tehran, even as the Iran-Israel conflict threatens to spiral further. Amid renewed missile exchanges, Vance insisted America will pursue its own interests in Iran talks, regardless of whether Israel agrees. The vice president said the US will continue seeking a long-term agreement with Iran because Washington believes it serves American interests. As ceasefire efforts continue, the Trump administration says negotiations remain active while pushing for a verified agreement with Tehran. Amid fresh exchanges of fire between Israel and Iran, US Vice President JD Vance offered new insight into Washington's ongoing diplomatic efforts with Tehran. Vance said the United States will continue pursuing its national interests, even if its approach toward Iran does not align with Israel's preferences. Speaking to Fox News, the vice president stressed that any future agreement with Iran must be based on verification rather than trust. Vance confirmed that communication channels with Tehran remain open and that Washington intends to continue negotiations. He said the Trump administration will verify over the long term whether Iran upholds any commitments made under future agreement. According to Vance, Tehran appears interested in finding a way out of the conflict and does not want the war to drag on indefinitely. The vice president also claimed Iran is putting real things on the table despite reports suggesting formal talks had been suspended. JD Vance said, and I quote, "Israel may like that, they may not like that, but this is in the best interest of the United States. I don't assume that anybody's acting in good faith. Obviously, we've been very involved in these negotiations. We're going to take the attitude of accomplish the president's mission but verify over the long term that the Iranians are keeping their end of the bargain. It's a tall order, but it's one that the president has put us in a good position to achieve, because let's be honest. The Iranians don't want this war to continue. It's not in their best interests. And I think they're coming to the table, putting some real things on the table. We're of course going to verify it, but if we get to this deal, it's going to be a home run for the American people. Trump believes we can achieve a long-term arrangement for Iran's nuclear deal. Israel may like it, it may not like it, but in principle, we think this is in America's best interest. So we will continue to pursue it because that's what the US president was elected to do," unquote. Vance's comments came as President Donald Trump confirmed that negotiations with Iran remain ongoing despite recent military tensions in the region.
We have ongoing negotiations in Iran and with Iran, and that hasn't stopped. And we could have at least an idea by 1 or 2 days from now, but I think it's going well. The blockade continues to hold 100%. Nothing is getting through our blockade. No oil, no income, no nothing. Nothing's getting through the blockade.
Dear citizens of Israel, a year ago, we launched a historic preemptive strike against Iran's intention to destroy us with atomic bombs. We thwarted this immediate threat and also eliminated the tyrant Khamenei. Had we not acted in time and with force, we would not be here today. And I promise, and promise again, to Iran there will be no nuclear weapons. With the same determination, we also acted against Hezbollah. Hezbollah planned to invade Galilee with thousands of terrorists, and at the same time, it planned to destroy the cities of Israel with 150. We also thwarted this threat and eliminated Nasrallah. And I want to tell you, our heroic fighters are dismantling Hezbollah's formation. We are continuing to destroy all their terror infrastructures in the security zone, including in huge underground facilities in the Abupa Ridge, so large that I have never seen anything like them before. Iran and Hezbollah are weaker than ever, and we are stronger than ever. But our struggle with them is not yet over. In the last 24 hours, Iran and Hezbollah have tried to impose a new equation on us. And this equation is intolerable and unacceptable to me. They thought they could fire from Lebanese and Iranian territory on Israel, and that we would not respond. That didn't happen, and it won't happen. Not on my watch. As I have done for decades, I firmly uphold our right to act against our enemies. That is what we have done now. After Hezbollah attacked Israeli territory, I ordered the IDF to strike terror targets in Beirut and eliminate Hezbollah operatives there. We have done that. After Iran attacked Israel, I instructed the IDF to strike military and economic targets throughout Iran. We did that. Currently, the fire on this front is contained because after hitting the terror regime in Tehran, it stopped attacking us. If the terror regime makes the mistake of attacking us again, we will respond forcefully, because Israel has a full right to self-defense, and we exercise it as needed. I say this to you, dear citizens of Israel, just as I say it with appreciation and respect in my good conversations with my friend President Trump. With unity, determination, and wisdom, we will defend the state of Israel, and together, with God's help, we will restore security to the north. Security to the north.
The first point is that what caused these tensions was that the Americans, both by imposing a maritime blockade against the Iranian nation and by violating the agreement that had been established regarding Lebanon, committed a gross violation of the ceasefire. The remarks made by the President of the United States regarding the Memorandum of Understanding were also contrary to the parts that had been agreed upon. This showed that they are neither seeking a ceasefire nor dialogue. It is natural that we had to give a decisive response to defend the rights of the Iranian nation, and by the grace of God, our armed forces performed their duty with authority. I assure you, dear people, that from now on, we will also defend the rights of the Iranian people with strength, and under the leadership and guidance of the Vali Faki of our time and with divine favor, we will bring about another victory for proud Iran. We have 4 arenas of struggle against the enemies of Iran: the military battlefield, the diplomatic battlefield, the arena of the people's resistance presence, and the arena of service, which the first 3 support. This 4th arena is not related to today or yesterday. These are not only 4 parallel lines, but the warp and weft of a single body that must, like weaving a garment, so the success and victory of the Iranian nation with precise and instantaneous coordination. The military battlefield is a driving engine of power, meaning it keeps the enemy away from fantasizing about an attack. To the same extent, the diplomatic battlefield must be able to convert this objective authority into tangible and established legal, political, and economic achievements at the appropriate time, rather than leaving unresolved issues as they are by speaking in generalities. The Lebanese affair is a good example that shows the diplomatic arena, alongside the military arena, can push back Israel and the enemies. Neither does diplomacy hinder military operations, nor do military operations hinder diplomacy. Sometimes you stop Israel's attack on Beirut by threatening an attack and cutting off negotiations. Other times, you show with an attack that you have no fear of breaking off negotiations and are fully prepared. By the grace of God, the result is that they are forced to retreat regarding our rights, and we establish our own rights. Now, imagine if we had not been victorious on the military front, or if we had not moved forward in the diplomatic arena, or if the military and diplomatic arenas had not passed the ball to each other correctly, had not supported each other properly, and were not coordinated. In that case, our hands would now be tied in supporting Lebanon and regarding the maritime blockade. The hands of our armed forces are always free to act, and they operate based on wisdom, proper planning, and approved decisions. Our goal is to end the war and create sustainable security, absolutely not, the normalization of relations with America, and we have no trust in the other side. Of course, our method is not emotional action, merely declaring the rights of the Iranian nation, or condemning the enemy's crimes.